What's going on, gamers? So looks like this is the news at the beginning of this month, right? Hopefully y'all enjoyed last month. What a crazy month. I did 3 videos a day for 31 straight days. Man, thank you all for the support, and thank you for the future support you're going to be giving me. Yeah, it's not just me, it's y'all too. We're doing this together. All right. So Sony is, they sneak hit us, but it's kind of interesting to me and a little bit odd because this is the first time I've ever seen them do this within a short span of time where you're doing another state of play, but it's somebody else's game that's going to be on other platforms. So now Sony's promoting games through PlayStation state of play, third-party games, just more third-party stuff. Interesting. And did it with Borderlands, remember? And that was actually good, but I was like, okay, so I mean, they could have did that with their own thing, but they wanted the PlayStation promotion. So it's more like advertising on PlayStation to me through their state of play. And hey, if it works, it works. If it's good, I don't care. But I just kind of find that interesting. I wonder if Microsoft's ever going to do something like that, or if anybody's going to adapt to this, because this is kind of a different approach. You guys know what I mean? So obviously I'm watching this because we're all going to be able to participate in this game because, as I said, it's coming to all platforms. So it's not really anything to miss. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, hey, you know, if you're an old school player like all of us, they go all the way back to regular Nintendo. Even 64 days, we played GoldenEye back then. You know what I mean? It was a thing. Perfect Dark as well. Turok, Conker's Bad Fur Day. You guys know 64 was goated. It was Smash Brothers. I mean, that's where you could get together locally and play some of the best stuff. So I'm hoping that this 007 is actually really good. I've always liked the series, and I think we might have a good game on our hands. Definitely if Sony's going to be spotlighting it like this, because we saw the Borderlands Direct, so if they're going to be choosing something else like this, then maybe it's something that PlayStation really sees that has some potential. So that's what we got going on over here. So we're going to be seeing that in the morning, right? Which is pretty interesting. Let's see what some people say down here. This is not the showcase news I was expecting. I'm going to have to agree on that. I was hoping that we are going to get something involving like what Sony has after all the cancels. Show me if you have some more professional organization going, because they have been doing that lately, you know what I mean? But keep it going. Like, this is the PlayStation I want to see now. You guys are doing things and sharing your games the right way and the smart way. And now you need to finish the generation very strong. As I told you, I'm not going to just make no video to tear down Sony. If they're actually doing the right thing, then I'd be a loser. Because if you're helping gaming the right way, just like if they're cooperating with Helldivers and doing that, it would be dumb to be negative on that, because I'm not negative towards PlayStation. I'm very critical and professionally aggressive towards them. And I know some people thought that has been extreme, but that's because I felt like that was necessary. And I think the Japanese culture sees that as normal because that's how they are, right? It's just the sunny aspect of, oh no, we're going to be better. You know what I mean? Like, they look, yeah, they know. So it's like, yeah, we're not here to be mediocre. So yeah, let's all be our best. And that's all it comes down to, you know what I mean? Not, you know, all that other nonsense. And, you know, we're moving past that, like I said, so we're going to keep the positive going here, unless there doesn't need to be any, and there needs to be some critical things going on. Still, ponies, you sit down, because you're the ones that are acting up. I didn't never say PlayStation gamers sit down, so you guys never heard me say that. You only heard me say ponies sit down, right? There's a difference. If you're a good PlayStation gamer, you're just gaming on PlayStation, and I know some of you even like my content because you know I'm not talking to you and you agree with me silently. Yeah, what's the problem? It's like I'm gonna get the PS6. What's the problem? But yeah, I was just hoping that Sony gives us some type of announcement, because Nate the Hate said it was happening, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be this and probably that. We're going to have a huge month of announcements here. Gamescom was huge last month, so now we're getting Sony coming in. Microsoft announced a lot of stuff already. They're probably going to announce more, and then maybe at that there may be some games. Like, maybe what if Helldivers 2 gets announced for Switch too? Guys, see, this is what I mean. This is the type of stuff I'm looking for in these things now. And maybe some other games as well, you know what I mean? And you just don't know. And then when Nintendo has a direct, what if some Xbox games show up there? You just never know. And then just other things, just new IPs we want to see. So it can all get very exciting. Now, going over, we got some other news here. Now, according to Kami, FAIRGAMES director Daniel Drape, I don't know how to say that name. Drapeo, or however the hell you said. I don't know. You don't know what language that is. That sounds like French or something. Has left Haven Studios, but the director has left. Yeah, that's not good because the founder Jade Raymond and former CEO left the company back in May. FAIRGAMES was announced alongside Marathon, and we have yet to see anything since. A cancellation wouldn't surprise me at this point. Remember when Michael Patcher has said that? I'm not, look, I'm just saying, remember guys when I made that video? Because I was saying, how is this game better than before if Jade Raymond left, and now we see this guy, Daniel Drapio, however the hell you say that name. It's E-A-U, I don't know, I've never seen that name before. I don't want to say it wrongly. But anyways, yeah, if the director's leaving and the founder's leaving, terrible. So yeah, I think this is canceled, and I think Patcher was right, but maybe his timing was a little bit early. What else are we gonna say here, guys? Going down here, this guy said this happened 2 months ago. But what's funny is that says August, doofus. No, this is the funny thing. So August, September, how'd that happen 2 months ago? Yeah, I canceled the game and shut down the studio. The game looks generic and a flop. Everybody's been saying this. I've been telling people this. And the studio's selling point was Jade Raymond, an Ubisoft veteran. Yeah, mentioning Ubisoft's not really going to help you today. Interesting. So Sony lost more money on this project too. Maybe so. Sony should just let others make multiplayer games from now on. They just posted 2 job listings. Well, now they just have to make game cancellation and studio shutdown official. Yeah, we don't know, but I think that this game is probably going to get canceled, guys. And if Sony plans on continuing it, it's because the PlayStation branches somehow took over and they're turning it into what they want to turn it into. But if I was them, I wouldn't do that after the Helldivers move. You want to make some really good moves over and over that you know that are going to be solidified, that you know that are going to be really good and that are going to work on full operation. You don't want to get those operations wasting time and having to shut down a game. And I think they're not thinking like that, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to do that. Remember what I said? We learned from the failure of Concord. So what that means is to never repeat that again. And if this is true, this guy Daniel, the director, if he actually left Haven Studios, then I think that is the final nail in the coffin, because you're not going to lose your founder and director and say that this game is going to be very successful. Unless somebody else has been replacing them better than them this whole time and have been making the game better, and you still want to try it. I don't know, I'm not convinced in that manner, to be honest with you. So there's a lot to find out about FAIRGAMES. You guys are gonna have to let me know what you think about it, because I think that's kind of like the best thing to peer into and kind of just write it off. You know what I mean? Other than that, yeah, I don't know why they would launch it unless they're gonna blow our minds and there's something we're not seeing, because we haven't seen no update of anything for a while, and that's another thing that's bad. If you're gonna be doing something that while, like, update people. But I think if things were positive, you would want to share some message, right? Like, hey guys, we're looking forward to some playtest or something. I haven't heard anything except bad news that is slipping out like this. So that to me just looks like a negative sign. Let me know what you guys think about this. This is pretty much it. So we got that covered, and then we got the 007 State of Play coming on the 3rd. Later, y'all. Peace out. Ponies, sit down.